This is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, so today I am bringing you something a bit early, and that is the 5 best new features on the Galaxy Note 8. Luckily, I got to play around with the phone last night thanks to some friends at Best Buy. Don't have to go anywhere, but the whole idea is that thankfully I was able to get to use the phone and figure out the 5 best new features of the Galaxy Note 8 that you didn't have on the S8 or the S7 from last year. So these are the main new features of this phone, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you definitely should, because we will have the most coverage on the Galaxy Note 8 on YouTube. So thank Evan Blast for this photo as well. This is the Orchid Gray for the Note 8. By the way, Deep Blue not coming to the US. You'll find that out in a couple hours. Alright, so that being said, let's get to some of the big differences about the phone. First of all, just first and foremost, tomorrow, the 24th, is when you're going to be able to pre-order. So you will be able to pre-order on the 24th, and it will come out September 15th. However, if you pre-order, keep in mind that you typically get the phone early, and yes, you're going to have plenty of pre-order goodies to choose from, such as a 360 camera, so it's a good idea to pre-order. Alright, let's get to the 5 features, and the first one is probably my favorite one that I got to play around with, and I want to explain it. Obviously I don't have the phone with me, so I'm going to have to just explain it to you guys. And that is live blur focus, or whatever technical term that Samsung's going to come up with for it. But this is the whole idea. So you have two lenses on this phone. And what you can actually do now is, this is selective focus. So this is what Samsung was able to do for a long time. And after you've taken the photo, you can actually have the front in focus or the back in focus. And you were always able to do that, right? But with this, you're also going to be able to do something really cool, and that is be able to actually do this live now. And you can do it at what distance you want it at. So, perfect example. My phone is now ahead of me, and then I have the background behind me, right? So I could either make the phone clear, myself blurry, and the background blurry, or I can make the phone clear, myself clear, and the background blurry. So you can actually control this all live and choose how far you want to be clear and how close you want to be clear, so you can actually determine exactly when you want to stop. So that's a really cool new feature that I definitely like, to have that ability for it. Now, the second one is going to be one that maybe some people like, some people are like, I don't really care too much, but it's going to be the ability of quick launch split screen. So let me give you a background behind this. Right there, what you see on those 2 sections are the 2 apps that I always run with split screen in my car. I have navigation running, and I have YouTube playing some podcast or along the way that I can listen to while I navigate. Now, that being said, over here, you can see that I've actually done this before with third-party apps. So I think I did this around the time of the Note 4 or so, where you had an app that could actually save 2 different apps that you always launch together. So if you happen to always launch mail with, text messages, or rather gallery or photos along those lines, you can actually launch 2 right together. So that's the whole ability of this. And now it's actually, you're going to have this feature in your Edge screen. So your Edge screen is actually going to have it, so you just swipe, tap, and you launch 2 apps right away. And this is going to be for the productivity side of the Note. So you really want that productive side of it, well, that's what's going to have it right there. You're going to have that ability to do that. Now, this next one is going to be one that a lot of you guys will already know about, but I just want to clarify why it's so good and my first impressions of it. And that is, it does have 6 gigs of RAM. And it really is impressive. I launched app after app after app on it, and it wasn't slowing down. The reason why that's so important is because on my S8 or any of the other Samsung phones that I've had in the past, I typically have less than a gig available to actually use and run. It's not being used up by all of the other storage with just 4 gigs of RAM. So now that I have 6 gigs of RAM, I have a lot left over. And even when I would go back on the Note 8 and I would hit the 5th app that I had recently used, it would still load. So really good when it comes to that. You have a lot better RAM for RAM management. So really good when it comes to that, and hopefully we'll see that great ability in this new phone in the long run and not just when you first get it. Now the next feature is going to be a feature that the Note 7 had, but since the Note 7 was kind of de facto out, this is now a feature that only the Note 8 had for the Note series. And that is water resistance underwater with the S Pen taken out. But here's the big difference. This is the first phone, and the only phone really, you're actually able to use underwater with your touchscreen. Now what do I mean by that? Well, touchscreens are rendered useless underwater. On your S8, on your iPhone, you actually can't use the touchscreen underwater because your fingers aren't going to work underwater. But you know what does work? The S Pen. The S Pen on the Note 8 actually works. So you can take photos or use your Snapchat and hold the button down with your S Pen. Your pen actually will still work underwater, which means you can actually still use your phone underwater. Really great for those, whatever kind of photos you want to take, anything like that. The pen works underwater, and yes, it's waterproof IP68 even with the pen out. So that's a really great feature and one that I think will definitely stand out. And speaking of the pen, we are talking about a Note phone, so definitely the biggest feature of it has to be the S Pen, right? This pen has to give us some great new feature. So what is the great new feature? It's all about Bixby. So for Bixby, you're going to have a new feature with the pen, and that is in conjunction with Bixby Vision. Now again, I don't know what name Samsung's going to give it, but just to give you an idea of some uses of Bixby Vision. Bixby Vision right here on this first one with the bike is having two circles appear when he tapped it. And that is shopping or whatever the other one was, text or whatever else it is. But it gives you lots of, oh, just an image search. So you can do this with wine, you can do this with any kind of translation like you see further down on the other one. And it will translate it, everything it'll do it. But here's the difference, now you're going to be able to do this with your S Pen. So you're going to actually be able to hover your S Pen over the phone, and then it'll activate Bixby Vision. So your pen will highlight a different language and it'll translate an entire sentence. Or you hover it over a word and you can define it. Or you hover over a picture and it will, oh, do you want us to look this online? Do you want us to find this on Amazon for you for shopping? So this is the kind of things you're going to be able to do. You can do this with a QR code. You can do this with, a business card, and it will actually save it as a contact. These are the abilities you're going to be able to do with Bixby Vision now with the pen built into it. So this is the really cool stuff you're going to now be able to do with the pen. So those are the major 5 features that I would say that people are really going to be wowed with. Samsung might talk about, which I don't think it's really that much of a feature, but when you take a photo with the zoom camera, you still have a photo taken with the regular camera, or at least you can set it up to do that. So you can have the zoomed in shot and the wide shot all together. Again, that's only if you put it in that mode. So it's not going to be on every time, but that's another feature. I was thinking about putting that over to 64 gig, but I think 64 gig is way more important. And I don't know if the other feature a lot of people are going to use. But that's it. Those are the 5 main new features. Now, there are a lot of great features of the Note 8, but these are ones that other Samsung phones haven't had. Every other feature that's going to go over tomorrow has been on another Samsung device. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are about these features. Again, we will be getting the phone shortly, so I'll be starting a lot of videos coming up later this week, and you'll be able to see all of them. If not this week, then next week. We're working on getting the device so that we can share everything with you guys. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section down below. Again, thank you as always for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.